Guten Tag, everybody. Welcome to another comparison video. First off, two Oktoberfest beers we're doing in this one. One of them I'm going to review first, so I've never had it before. And I'm going to pitch it against another Oktoberfest beer, which I picked up thinking I'll never review before. But I looked on my list on the German beers, and I did do it a couple of years ago in Spain. So it gets harder the more beer reviews you do because the labels change on bottles and that, and you just get disorientated with it. So, boys and girls, the beer I'm going to review now is from Paulaner, and it is their Oktoberfest beer. Super smashing, great, clocking in at 6% ABV. There you go. It says brewed in accordance with the Bavarian Purity Law 1516. If you don't know what the Bavarian purity law is, just Google it, because I haven't got time to explain it to you. I haven't got time to explain the history or anything. So I'd rather just get on and review this one. So this was picked up in York at the Trembling Madness. So let's crack it open. I better put the glass there just in case, but I think it'll behave itself. Yeah. So there it is. It was £2.75 from the Trembling Madness. Let's see what we get. For me, a slight hint of grain and a slight hint of honey on that. Not much. Very subdued in aroma from the neck of the bottle. So let's whack this in. So they did this great promotion for Oktoberfest, obviously for this time of year. And I just thought myself, well, they're relatively cheap, these beers, and they're relatively good as well. So they had Paulaner, they had the Erdinger, which I did last week, they had the one I'm going to compare it with in a minute. I just picked them all up, and lo and behold, I'd already reviewed one of them, so I might as well just incorporate that into this video. So first off, the Paulaner, as you can see, very clear looking, a medium flow of carbonation going up to a dissipating white head. The aroma, for me, there is a slight hint of grainness and a slight hint of honey, but to be honest with you, that's about it. But with Oktoberfest beers, you drink them in large quantities and you get absolutely shit-faced on them and do your slapping dance, all that malarkey. You know what I mean? So, cheers. I'm going in. Thing is with this beer straight away, which I get, is that you don't get the alcohol. You would not think that's a 6% beer for me. What I'm getting is quite a bit of grain for me in this. Quite a bit of grain. There is, for me, a slight honey note in there as well. But the drinkability of these beers, you don't get any strong flavours for me in Oktoberfest beers. They are brewed primarily for consumption in large quantities, from what I gather. And I think because of the purity law and because of what the festival is all about, I think these beers are brewed in such a way with all the subtle notes that everybody can drink them and enjoy them. Everybody with different tastes, if you know what I mean. Go to a normal, say to an English beer festival. Got a bit of wind. You got people who plump for the stouts, or you got people like hoppy beers, or it's gassy. you know, people like hoppy beers and stuff like that. You know, we get someone who likes a porter, drinks porters and stouts. So, you know, it's very rare that at Oktoberfest these beers are brewed in such a way to appeal to the mass. So if you go to a Paulaner tent and it's full of, I don't know how many it holds, could be more than a couple of thousand people, could be 5,000 people, then they'll be drinking Paulaner beers, Dunkels, maybe, yeah. But primarily, I would expect them to drink the Oktoberfest beer. So it's a very, I wouldn't say not boring. I would say a it's a style of beer which kind of like is appealing to everybody on a larger scale. So I don't know what I've gone on about there. I'll go in again. And it's a first quencher. I like it. Definitely. It's got a lovely dryness on the tail end, which you know drives you on drinking more of it. It's not too heavy either, and you could see yourself getting a lot of trouble with this one. Definitely, it's just one of them real bangers. You know what I mean? I think there's a big hill, a big mound behind one of the tents, and I've seen YouTube footage where they're coming out of the tents and you know walking all over the place, and that I can completely understand why they're in that state if they're drinking this. One more for the road for this one. Lovely thick body to it as well. So that's the Paulaner. Gets a thumbs up. It's a nice beer. So, beer I'm going to compare it to is this one. Spaten. I hope I said that right. Oktoberfest beer. Now, I thought that I hadn't done this one before, but it's got a different label on it, and I have. So I thought, well, let's bring this one into this video and put it against this one. So we've got, there it is, Spaten Oktoberfest beer, clocking in at 5.9 this one. So there you go. Let's crack it open, and this one was the same price as the Paulaner. There it is, £2.75. There you go. So let's whack it in like you do and see what this one is all about. And, well, to see if it's better. If it's a better beer, I would imagine this to be very close, to be honest, in taste to the Paulaner. That's probably down to the purity law of it. So whack that there. So beer in a glass, as you can see, clear straw-like, dissipating head, just like the Paulaner. Aroma, grainy again. I'm going to go in, so cheers. Lovely gentle maltness. There's a slight honey note to it as well. So it is pretty much, you know, identical for me at the moment, but I haven't drunk them back to back. So let's bring the old Paulaner in, like you do. Let's get everybody in. Get everybody in the camera. It's like a big family shoot. By the way, Spaten means spade in German. I think that's right. I just made it up. So get them there. Get them over there. So we've got the Paulaner and the Spaten. As you can see, the colour is, I would say, that colour. You see that, boys and girls? I think the colour is identical. Identical colour. Carbonation. There is slightly more carbonation in the Paulaner, but like I said, in a previous review. I don't know if it's something to do with that. Whatever it is at the bottom of the glass. So, God, winter. The problem with these Oktoberfest beers are really windy. Slight honey notes, slight maltness, slight grainness. It's pretty much identical for me. Pretty much identical it is. It's very, 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 very similar. So, the proof is going to be in the taste. I think the taste is going to be the deciding factor on this, boys and girls. So I'm going to go with the Spaten first, or Spaten, or whatever they want to call it. Go with the Paulaner. Oh, this is a close one. This is a close one for me. Ooh. If I've got to pick one beer, I've got to pick one beer out of these comparisons. I'm going to say these are equal, these are the same. I'll have them both. No, got to pick one beer. So, Spaten again. Honey notes, malt notes. Slightly less in carbonation for me. Paulaner. I think this is down to one thing. These two beers. First off, these two beers, they're very, very good. They're very, very good beers. And there's not much between them. In fact, it is such a thin line between these two beers, but there is one slight difference for me, because first off, I love them both. I think they're great chuggable beers, great flavours, great drinkability about them, but there is one slight difference between the two, and it's in the mouthfeel. So, for me, out of these two, my winner, and it's the tiniest of margins, it is the real tiniest of margins. The winner for me out of these two is the Paulaner. And I'm talking about a Nat's Whisker. I really am. Both great tasting beers, but the mouthfeel was a little bit more smoother and the body of the beer was a little bit more fuller. And that is like that. So, boys and girls, thank you very much for watching this one. I've enjoyed this one. Two great beers to compare. Not a lot in it. So, see you on my next one. Auf Wiedersehen. Take care.